Alright, hey kids, what's up? I've got more done. I've added some color variation on some of the panels. I didn't do a lot, but I just did like 3 panels. I'm not going for movie accurate again. I mean, what's the sense? Did a little of the weathering on these parts here. See if I can get a better shot there without shadow. Right there. A little darker at the tips to simulate some blaster fire. I'm going to add a little bit more as I move along, but I'm really trying to keep the weathering at a minimum. Well, not a minimum, but I want to keep this color. Let me turn it around. I added some of the detail work here. Well, I'm starting to add some of the detail work. It's copper, a little bit of silver. It looks like crap right now, but you know, the weathering is gonna bring out some of those low lights, some of those highlights. I'll dry brush it a little more just to bring out some of the higher parts, you know, but that's what I'm working with right now so far. Again, you know, I'm sure the color isn't right, but it's a nice blue, like a pastel color, and I think it'll work well once the weathering gets knocked up. Those are going to be glued in. These are going to be glued in eventually, so there won't be any more of this wiggle going on. With the cannons, at least the camera is still going to be wiggling. As far as the figures, I did a little bit of weathering on the helmets. You know, the helmets just look totally plastic. Luke didn't look quite as movie accurate as I'd hoped. Well, as far as the helmet, the figure again is fantastic. It's just the helmet wasn't very dirty, so again, about 5 seconds with some charcoal, and there you go. You know, I know Jack's supposed to be like the new kid with a freshly minted helmet, but I put a little bit of the same stuff on his helmet, just very much lighter, just to give it some depth. You know, just bring out some of those cracks and whatever, you know. But let's see, I missed a spot. But oh well, he's the backseat guy. As soon as the other Luke in Hoth gear shows up, I think I'm gonna pop the head off of this guy and put it onto the head of this guy. Actually, put it onto the body of this guy. This sculpt just seems to be a lot better. The only thing that bothers me about this Dak figure, and I know that this is, I've read on the interweb that this is a recast, or actually a kit bash, of a couple of other figures, including the Wes Jansen, and there was another figure that comes in a figure pack, a pilot pack or whatever, Evolutions. I don't know what they're called. Don't quote me. But anyway, the same body is used on 3 figures, and the thing that gets me is that torso. I don't know if you can see that, but from the back it looks terrible. It has this little bit of a segment right there. I don't know if you could see that, but it just doesn't look quite as well as this guy. Yeah, and it still features the same amount of articulation. It's just the sculpt is a little better. Anyway, that's it for this one. I still need to bring out some of the color on these seats here. I still need to work on the side panels that are going to be going through here, and the dashboards for both figures. So a little more on that later on this week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this up this weekend. It's Sunday. Ironically, I've got some work to do. But we'll see how far along I get with this thing this weekend. So, if anything, I'm gonna work on this part today. This part has been earthquake cam. Okay, this part has been sprayed silver. I'm gonna work my magic, I guess, if I can, with some gunmetal gray, some charcoal. This stuff has come in handy. I've had this for about a year now, and I've only used the soot came up to this line right here, you know, and I've had this thing for a year. I've used it on countless models already. I've built some, but that's all I've used. And $7 at my local hobby shop, and I just need to go out and get some more colors so I can do some color variation in my weathering now, aside from just black. But these are done. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to catch any detail on this crummy camera, but a little touch of clear blue was applied to the silver on that middle band, just to make it look a little like it was damaged by heat, and again weathered with some soot, subtracted, and kind of tinkered with until I got it to look almost the way I wanted it to. Those are sealed already, so even with the satin, those things are still pretty shiny, but I like it so far. I'm really happy with the Snowspeeder. I know, I've mentioned this before, and I understand that there is a new sculpt of this with these little things that shoot up, but I'm old school. I also don't want to spend the $30-40 on buying the new one because I've got other things in mind. But anyway, that's where I'm at with this one. I'm gonna keep on going. I'll post on YouTube a little later. Model Man Tom, thanks a lot. Yeah, you know, light is so good, isn't it? And the A-wing still sits there. Thanks again. You know, I never thought it was that great, but you know, it's a toy. The lights, you know, it's all self-contained with the lights, and I get to go around running around the house, pew pew pewing to my heart's delight. And same thing with the Snowspeeder. So yeah, digging these toys now. I wish these toys were around when I was a kid, because I would totally be throwing tantrums for these. I'm glad I have my own income and can afford these on my own, because my parents would never get them for me. Not that they, never mind. I have very great parents. It's just that, you know, every once in a while they didn't get me the toy that I wanted, and we had a disagreement. So anyway, that is all for now. I'm just rambling at this point. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a great weekend. Y'all have a great week. I'll see y'all again. Peace out.